Messengers, take 2. Bible ain't soft, but it's based upon love, but also a spiritual war manual, code-filled trauma journal, survival guide, but ultimately a victory record. Prison, exile, betrayal, blood, depressions, genocides, spiritual warfare, PTSD like you read about, to redemption, all of it. Some thinking it's all sprinkles and fairy dust or something. It's not true, just ignorance. Soldiers, men and women, in an intricate yet savage spiritual warfare dance, Old to New Testament. Warriors, Ross, most inspirational. Start off with Job. Want a story super savage? Get a job. Get a Job. Whatever. Lost everything. His kids, his wealth, his health, sat in ashes scraping boils of pottery. Friends accusing him of sinning. Wife telling him his God ain't real and to leave him. He didn't. Told him to stop praising his God and to curse him. He didn't. He never cursed God in torment. Enduring the utmost psychological warfare. And won. Ended up getting back double for being true, for enduring. Not just general, warrior, impossible scenes, moments happen where physics, fear, death, fire, lions, mobs, and laws all said they were done all. And God said, oh yeah, you thought who? Watch this. Situations, most vivid moments, untouchable moments that sound made up but witnessed by many. Scripture, Moses, the great deliverer, went from killing an Egyptian to being exiled by decades to deliver a whole nation through the Red Sea, the liberation mission. Split seas, killed giants, faced Pharaoh head on, led rebellions, called plagues. Where's he buried? Unfortunately, he never entered the promised land, technically. I believe he did, they did, passing through the sea, a leader burdened by the same people he loved and saved to. God bless you to Joshua, the military commander. Jericho fell without swords, but better a truth. Health over Baldwin's Joshua, taking territory inch by inch. Fourth plus equals conquest to Gideon, coward turned commander, winning psychological warfare before the physical. Elijah, mocked by the false gods, the Baal called from heaven, they slaughtered the false prophets of Baal, the powerful prophet of Daniel, captive in the enemy's empire, refused to compromise, then thrown in a den with starving lions to walk out untouched, kitties purring, without even trying. Utmost credit to also to the women representing the rejected, the rebuked, the underestimated, just as intelligent. Should never be underestimated. Like Mona Lisa, the females been warriors, tailoring sometimes the fiercest, some killers. Like Deborah, a judge, a prophet, ultimately a general. Joel, hammering a peg through the general's skull like Esther. The ancients mixed undercover, risked death to expose the genocide plot to Esther, to save an entire people with an angle of strategic courage. Ruth, a widow, a foreigner and poor, worked the fields, labored for sure, to Sarah, barren, older days, dries as Sahara, to give birth to an old age, matriarch of nations, endurance legacy. To the two Marys, one delivered from demons to Jesus' mother, legacy of the two Marys, staying when the men left, first to witness the resurrection, redemption, with the ultimate ride or die mentality of loyalty to the Blessed Mother, facing social shame to have to witness your son's death, accepting destiny, understanding, trusting spiritually, most incredible agape, unconditional love, unconditionally. And women that epitomize resilience, fighting for freedom. Savage is William Wallace. Paul is a former hitman for the state, converted violently, regaining his sight, beaten, prison, shipwreck, writing his letters from chains, from persecutor to soldier. Peter, Cephas, the Rock, cutting off a man's ear, falling short and denying 3 times, and later facing an upside down crucifixion. From failure to leadership, the church founded on his faith and patience. The greatest battle was battled and triumphed by Jesus. Pronounced Yeshua. Fought Satan, directly flipping tables. Scattering the bread when it was needed. Faced betrayal, torture, unimaginable, willingly until the mission was completed. Never caring or judging anyone. Never using violence. He's spiritually dominated by his presence. Whipped till the hooks ripped the skin till organs were visible. Nailed through his hands and feet. Mocked while suffering. Spitting in his face. The same ones who were praising him days before. Took a spear in his side. Spilt water and blood. Sealed in a tomb. Stone rolled away. Guards shook. Grave empty. No resurrection. No Christianity. He rose. Not preaching, reminding. These weren't choir boys. They were all scarred, imprisoned, hunted, betrayed, but yet God chose them regardless to be chosen anyway. The weak call it soft, the ones who never read it. Blood on the pages, chained in sentences, the messengers. Warriors with scarred credentials. This ain't religion. It's spirituality. It's essential. From the furnace untouched like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. No cap, a snapback, mismatched, fitted, chill, ready to go. Never bound to no statue. Furnace heated 7 times hotter than normal. Soldiers throwing them in died from the heat of it. They walked inside the fire, and a 4th showed up out of nowhere from the furnace. The 4th, Jesus came because he said, he promised. He never breaks his promise. That's the 4th figure arrived here. Jesus came back to keep his word, to protect them. Like Daniel walking out the lion's den. Law written to trap him. Window open, thrown in a pit. Starving lions, angel came down to shut their mouths. King up all night, Daniel to be eaten. Plans went down south, Daniel coming out without a scratch. Even a king in the jungle, to Daniel's faith was no match. To Jonah in the belly, the beast, the great whale, the Leviathan in the belly, the beast, 3 days, 3 nights. Prophesied Jesus' tomb, swallowed alive, pitch black, digesting, acid and bile. Praying while inside a living coffin, reflux. Spit them back out alive like a projectile. Spit out. To David fighting a 9-foot war machine with nothing but a rock and a sling, empowered, sling armored up, spear, size of a beam, lightning bolt with a booming voice gleam, 1 stone, skull crushed. 1 in a million hit, silence, falling slow before the earthquake, giant face planted, planting, dreaming, seeing the traps in their mouth, sickly water. Yeshua conversing with Moses, Elijah. Love to hear that conversation. Probably talk about God's name. Was God's name hidden? And why does God's warriors face so much trials and tribulations? It's make their story greater, make them stronger. Trials, understanding serendipities, trust and acceptance in God's process, never given us too much for us to bear. Realize the only thing, respectfully, to fear isn't fear itself. It's fearing fear itself.